So this is going to be short and sweet. Just needs to be done before Sunday evening. So these are just the exam questions that asked you to do. So it said, diagram below shows the Earth orbiting the Sun. Complete the diagram to show the shape, location and motion of the Moon in the Earth, Sun, Moon system. So it is looking for this part here in your diagram. So the Moon and the arrows to show the orbit. Here it asked you to tick the box which shows the Moon in a waxing crescent phase, and waxing is when it's getting bigger and crescent is the sliver, so it has to be the first box. And it asks you to explain why the dark side or the far side of the Moon is never visible from Earth, and it's because the Moon is spinning in the same time as the Earth spins, as the Moon goes around the Earth. So they're spinning at the same rate, so we only ever see the same part of the Moon from our particular part of the planet. For the solar eclipse, it asks you to label. So this was Z for Sun, this was Y for Moon, and X for Earth. It then asked you to draw a model of a lunar eclipse. So as long as you have the Earth between the Sun and the Moon, so that was the SEM when we did it. And in our last question, it's showing you a grid of electricity production from solar energy, and it is asking us which day of the week the solar eclipse occurred and justify your answer. So the solar eclipse occurred on the Friday, and the reason the answer is because there's a decrease in power during the eclipse because there's no light. Which is the brightest day of the week? So then you're looking for what is the tallest peak, and the tallest peak is on Wednesday, and justify your answer, it produced the most electrical power. Now, in terms of what we're going to do today, this is our aim or our learning intention. You are going to make 2 different blocks of ice, and we're going to look at the properties of sea ice and freshwater ice, essentially. So this is the aim that you're going to write into your book. And this is just giving you, this is a photo of sea ice. Now, in terms of your equipment, ideally plastic cups. So if you have completely disposable plastic cups, then they are the best ones because you can cut those cups and take out the ice. But essentially you just need 2 cups, and you need to, they should really be plastic. You need to, as long as you're putting this, the cups are the exact same shape, you're putting the same amount of water into each cup, and into one of them you are going to put, about 1.5 teaspoons of salt into one. This is going to be your saltwater ice. You are going to just leave this, and this is going to be your freshwater ice. Okay, you need to make sure that you have stirred this really well. So that's going to be your stirring rod. And this is water. And this is water. Okay, so this is, you just need to have in your diagram, your aim and your diagram, and freeze for at least 24 hours. You can go longer if you wish. It's not going to be the end of the world, but at least 24 hours. So the next day when you come out, you're going to take your 2 ice blocks. If you have those disposable cups, you can just cut them out. If they are well and truly stuck into your containers, you might have to put them in hot water first just to defrost them a little bit, but get yourself a plate or a tray or some type of container, because obviously ice melts, and you are going to put your ice blocks on your tray. So this will be our fresh on the left, and this will be our sea ice on the right. You need to describe the appearance. I'll show you the table in the next minute. So what do they look like? Because they are going to look different from each other. So you have to come up with some adjectives to describe them. And you also need to think about if you are to pour food coloring, so you can get a little spoon and you can have some food coloring on it. If you pour food coloring, what is it going to look like when it hits the ice? So this is your kind of a prediction about what's going to happen. Okay. Do you think they're going to behave the same? You can put that in your prediction. Are they going to behave differently? And you will know from looking at the ice what you think is going to happen. Okay, so you're now going to add drops. Decide 6 drops. So it's the same for both. And write down your observations. So this is your description. So you're going to have your prediction. This is going to be your table of results. Before adding food color, what did the ice blocks look like? So this is, again, is your observation. You will have then what is your observation once you added in your food colour, and I need you to take a photo of both blocks for me. Okay, so your write-up is going to have an aim. It is going to have a diagram. For day 2, it's going to have a prediction. It is going to have your results table. And it is going to have your photo of your 2 ice blocks. And I suggest you do that sooner rather than later. Okay, so as long as this is all done by midnight on Sunday, so I can have a quick look through and you'll have an idea so that when we do our next activity, it'll all make sense. Okay, thank you so much.